Right. Hello, everyone. Yeah, my name is Thomas. Coming back to streaming, multi-streaming on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Figured I'm gonna shoot my shot. Might as well do it everywhere. That doesn't sound good. Um, well, I'm an affiliate on Twitch and have just, well, at least I was. Well, I still am, but I stopped streaming towards the end of last year. Everything was going good, but a few things happened in my life that I just uh, took a break and never really had the motivation to really start up again. I mean, for one, my grandma passed away at the end of last year. That's what got me to stop. And then, pretty much right after that, I got pretty sick for a couple weeks. And, a few weeks turned into a few months, now turned into almost a year. So, uh, and then as you can see by the title of the stream, I just got fired from my job this past Sunday. I got fired by email, which is kind of bullshit. Um, my whole, uh, almost the whole company that I worked for got fired. They only kept a small group with them. I worked for a solar company that I'm not going to say the name of it, but I'm sure if you were to look it up and get the you know what I'm telling you now compared to um, what you can Google, you probably find out the name of it. But yeah, they sent a mass email to everybody on Sunday. I learned, at least after I saw the email, I called my boss, and that's whenever I learned that it was the whole company. Um, that yeah, pretty much everyone was let go. I will say, from at least from what they're saying, they're blaming the whole uh, big beautiful bill thing, but because the solar company that I work for specialized in doing solar leases. And with that, they were able to do systems for mid to low income people. Their metaphor or their slogan, whatever, was solar for all. And I thought it was a good mantra to get behind. Solar is very much still real expensive for people. So really only the people that can benefit from it were, pretty well off people, or it was expensive. So what they did was try to aim it to where if they did on a lease, they could offer it at a lower price to uh, lower income people. Unfortunately, one of the stipulations in the big beautiful bill was that um, they stopped the tax credit on solar systems that were leased. So, uh, so yeah, without that uh, tax credit or whatever whatever, they weren't able to maintain their business model, which is kind of stupid because if your business solely relies on, um, credits or uh, funding from the government, maybe you should have. I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't be in business to begin with. You know, and I should have uh, probably looked for something else beforehand, uh, because that was a concern of mine. But they swore up and down that they were gonna find a way to get through it, um, and that we'd be okay, and may have to downsize a little bit, but we're gonna get through it. And they already did have some layoffs before, so I thought we were already through the the gist of it, but apparently not. And I guess that is my own fault for um, trusting my company. Um, Not going to be doing a long stream today. Well, one, I'm streaming to nobody, But I wanted to get everything going and test everything out, make sure everything's working good. If anyone does happen to um, stumble into any of the streams that I'm doing, please say something. Let me know how the audio and everything's working. I can only tell so much from what I'm able to see on my end. Gonna probably go over a couple topics that I want to talk about. One of the reasons why I did want to begin streaming again, because just so many things happening in the world that I have an opinion on. Some of it is pretty, um, I would say, pretty common, but some of them is not so much. So I'm try to bring a bit of rationale into pretty much every situation. You know, I don't fall into political lines. Uh, you know, not just Republican, not just Democrat, left, right. I like to view myself as more of a somebody in the center, but maybe leaning right, because I do have some stances that align with the right, but not everything. And even then, I try to um, see it from the other side. So, having done that, I just wanted to uh, come on here and give my opinion. I'm a big introvert. I pretty much, the job I was working was work from home. I'm a big homebody. I'd hardly ever go out. I'm not a big people person. So whenever I do have it, whenever I do have opinions, I don't really get to speak them out. So this is my chance to do that. And part of the streaming on YouTube and doing this will be condensing it down into videos that I will then probably edit and upload onto YouTube by themselves. Whenever I do cover topics, I'll be also doing gaming sessions, and I'd like to. I did one video already with the Insta360 Link 2C. I wasn't too impressed with it, so I ended up returning it, but I did do a YouTube video on it. If you'd like to check it out. Uh, Again, I'm a novice at it, so maybe I didn't have the settings dialed in the way they should, because it seems like every other, just talk about it a little bit, but it seemed like every other review I saw had much better quality picture than what I could get. Um, the alternative that I presented in the video, which what I'm using right now, is actually my Galaxy S21 phone that I have. Droid Cam, an app that you can download. There's a free version and a paid version, but the paid version is pretty cheap, and I think it's forever, a one-time thing, not a subscription or anything like that. So, in my opinion, the picture quality with this with the phone camera is much better, and probably the only downside to it is that now I have to have my phone as my camera. So if I get a message or an alert, I can't really look at it. Um, but on the flip side of that, if say I decided to get a new phone, this S21, I can just use it as just a webcam and then have it as a backup phone. I did have a Note 9. I let my brother use it because he broke his phone. Yeah, backup phone. But it wasn't in the great condition, so I don't know if it's survived. If it does, I'm gonna try to get my dial camera back up. Don't have puppies anymore, but I do have. Well, they're outside right now, but I do have 3 adult Rottweilers that you'll probably commonly see in the background, usually right about there or underneath my bed. So there's that. But back to what I was saying about the phone, the Insta360. Let me see here. 360 Link to C. So those are going for on Amazon right now 109 a month, or not a month, 109 for the camera, and that's the basic link. There's the more fancy version with the gimbal type thing that moves around and stuff like that. I didn't need something like that, but my point is, it's 109 a month, 109 right now for this camera. You can go on eBay, which I might just let me. So there it is, link to C. Yeah, 109 on Amazon. You can go to eBay. Let's look up Galaxy S21. And the one I have is just the normal one, not Ultra, not FE, not Plus. You can buy a refurbished, unlocked one, just the very first seller, 162. There's 137 right there. So anywhere, let's say 140 to almost 200. No, there's one right there, 130 right there, free delivery. And of course, eBay, you got the good seller, or good has good buyer protection. So if it's not as good, if it's not good, you can very good chance of getting your money back if it's not what it says it is. The other thing would be if you buy it, say either unlocked or with the carrier that you not only have a very good webcam, but also a good phone for backup. So if anything, I could buy another one of these, have one as a backup and one as a backup slash webcam, and one as my main phone. Which, if for any reason one of them were to mess up, I can use the other for whatever I need it for. So you get double usage out of this, basically. And just the camera picture quality is so much better. I don't know what it is about these cameras, and you don't have to go with the Samsung Galaxy. That's just what I have, and that's my point of reference. So, but yeah, I plan on doing more video product reviews, mostly either tech or streaming adjacent stuff. I am a bit of a tech enthusiast, but I also am a bit of a cheap guy, so I don't like spending more money than I need to get a good result. I think my next video is gonna be, and it's gonna be something I've been wanting to do for a while, and it's a product that I've had for a while. But you can see right here is the Manao. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but it's this microphone that I'm using. All the podcasts, all the streamers, you'll see the what's it called? Um, SMB. It's that Shure microphone. Let me see. SMB7 or something like that. Anyways, this is now, and let's just see real quick. So that's the kind of the SM7. Is that that's the real expensive one, the SM7DB. I don't think this is. Anyways, I think this is the one. but you'll see it in all the podcasts, all the streamers using the Shure microphone. And just right here, you can see it's $300, 250 at that Sweetwater, 300 Amazon, 300 Walmart, whatever. This one now. How do you spell this? Mm, that's not it. I think it's this one. Yeah, this is the one that I'm using. I've looked at several reviews, and from my own experience, it has a very uh, good audio quality, and it has an app that you can use with it as well that works very well. It's actually on sale right now. Typical price 150, on sale right now for 113. And to me, at least, I don't have the Shure microphone to make a side by side comparison because I'm not spending $300. But for 113, and I bought it on I bought it for about the same price for because it was on sale as well. It regularly on sale. I bought it for the same 112 price, and the Shure may be better, but for to me, it's not three times better. So that's where I'm with on that. Um, I did have a uh, like a $30 or $40 just generic Amazon brand microphone that I was using, and it this this Mano whatever was definitely a lot better. Definitely well worth it. It's to that point where you get that old saying, you get what you pay for. That's true in some cases, but sometimes you're just paying for the name. I don't think this has a particularly uh, famous name on it, so you don't get the brand name tax that you would like with maybe a Shure or something like that. Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna make a video with that, and then just try to do some basic stuff that may help anyone who's looking to get into it. That's not uh, super well off. That's looking for your best bang for your buck type of uh, thing. So anyways, I wanted to go over a couple of topics and then maybe get into a game. Um, Again, this will probably be for YouTube. So if you making a video or editing this stream into videos for my YouTube channel, find it. It's in my description, but it's just youtube.com/deadtexan. All my branding is Dead Texan. You'll see the icons are going to be all the same as well. Um, Anything, let me see if I can pull up a. There we go. People are on Kick. And I mean, if anyone's on YouTube, you already see it's on YouTube, but there you go. um, but what I wanted to get into first was Cracker Barrel. Now, unless you've been living under a rock for the last week, you already know what's going on. Basically, Cracker Barrel's been a restaurant that's been around forever. They had this real old timey Americana aesthetic to it. Let me get rid of the CEO part. So, real dark, real old country type of aesthetic to it, you know. And recently, the CEO, as mentioned before, wanted to rejuvenate the brand. So, as you can see right here, they changed the brand from this to the new kind of minimalistic style, which has been happening to a lot of brands. I mean, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut. I mean, there was a meme. Uh, there's a meme floating around showing all the different brands that are getting modernized. Um, I'm not really seeing it in here. This maybe. I mean, you see right here, Google changed it. YouTube. Oh, even Barbie. Yeah, let me try. Instead of companies, let me do restaurants. Because you're going to see. Did I spell it right? Okay. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is that they changed their brand, made a huge backlash. Not only changed their brand, but they changed the style of their stores to go from this kind of country aesthetic. Uh, Again, a bit darker, got all the decor on the walls and felt like just old country. And then this sanitized, organized, almost looks like a museum exhibit. You know, it's not like you're walking into an old timey country store. You're walking into a museum exhibit about old timey country stores. So that created a huge backlash. A lot of people upset about it. Everybody talking about the stock market. It dropped a whole bunch of money. It's lost over $100 million in value. Earlier today, they announced that they are bringing back the old style. I don't know if this is how what this is going to be mean for all the remodels that they're doing, but basically they caved under pressure. So you got all the people celebrating it. See, talking about there's a CEO, went on a bunch of interviews, whatever. There's a stock market that everyone likes to point out how it crashed and went down, and now it's rebounding back up. People making fun of the CEO, obviously. Um, but so I don't argue with any of that. I do hate the whole modernization of uh, brands. Like I said, Taco Bell did it, Pizza Hut did it, um, and it takes basically you take the soul out of all the uniqueness out of all of them, and make them all look the same with different color palettes, and it's stupid. People call it woke. I mean that part I don't think is woke, but or at least not what people are now saying is woke. But the whole other thing that they're doing. Um, my point is this is what I want to bring up. People are always talking about the stock. Like I said, it went down. Now it's going back up and stabilized around 62, 60, $61. You can see a month. You see right there is where probably the backlash came and it dropped. That looks like a pretty significant drop, right? But this is what I want to point out. This is probably the most publicity that Cracker Barrel has gotten in years. And if we were to, yes, in this month, even year to date, the year to date dip, they don't even look that bad. I mean, back in April, looks like March and April of this year, they really went down. They were like in the 30s, got down to $35 a share. So even that dip from the logo redesign wasn't that bad. I mean, I don't know how much further down it would have gone, but it really wasn't that bad. And then if you go back even further, go 5 years, Cracker Barrel has not been doing good. They peaked in 2021 at 175.09 a share, and they have been on the decline ever since. And this was, I don't even know, I don't even think you can say the pandemic, because that's, you know, we're what, at least 2 3 years removed from it, at least from the heavy part of it. So, and then now you got it back at the in the 60s, which is what, a little over a third of what it used to be. And when you go all time, obviously, by starting in the mid-teens, it was really going up, or early 2010s is whenever it really started to go up. I think right here, the big dip, that's the pandemic, and it recovered and has just been going downhill ever since. So that's what I think people don't take into consideration when they talk about this. This company has been on a downward trajectory for years. This new CEO came out and was like, "Hey, something needs to happen to get this uh, turned around." An old timey country store with an old logo. They haven't changed their look or style in forever. What's the logical thing to do? Change your look. Maybe modernize it. Appeal to a more modern audience. Whatever. I'm not saying I agree with it. Just pointing out the thinking behind it. And then now, again, this has gotten their most uh, attention they've gotten in years. Asmongold did a stream on it, and someone brought it. I was wondering if someone was going to bring it up, and they did. It's almost like a psyop. If you think about it, they did this. I don't think they did it intentionally. I'm not giving them that much credit at all. But unintentionally, they pulled a new Coke. Now, for those of you who might be too young to remember that, everyone knows Coca-Cola, right? Popular drink. So basically, in the 80s, Coke was losing a lot of their market share to Pepsi. They were the new hotness. So, and then they had, what was it? Pepsi's real popular thing was to do blind taste test. Blind taste test, so that people can decide if it was brand loyalty or taste that they were staying with Coke. And it came out that people preferred Pepsi based on taste over Coke. And so what they did, basically, they won't say it, but they brought out new Coke and they made it taste more like Pepsi. Even though they were losing market share to Pepsi, new Coke came out, everybody hated it. Everybody talked crap about it. It was basically the modern day Cracker Barrel. Everyone hated the new look. Everyone hated that they changed it. It presented this big old uproar, and this was in the 80s. So what they did is they brought back Coke Classic. The original formula. Got rid of New Coke, brought back Coke Classic. Everybody celebrated. They won. Everybody liked it. Even though it was failing and losing market share, as soon as it got taken away from them, they revolt and got it brought back. And then it surged in popularity after that. And that's why modern Coke is now Coke Classic and not just Coca-Cola. So, Cracker Barrel basically did the same thing. I don't think it was, again, I don't think it was intentional. I don't think that there was a big O. I don't think it was a psyop done intentionally by them. I think they just stumbled into it. And it worked because now you got all these articles talking about it. I would say, I think they probably could have done a little bit subtler, more subtle of a change than what they did. Maybe combine these two, keep the man and the barrel, keep the cracker and the barrel and Cracker Barrel, but maybe reformat this portion of it. You could have just painted the walls white, leaving the aesthetic as it was, but just brighten up the area with a more white thing. Keep the center post dark, and then and then change the middle portion to a white. It'll brighten up the area, make it feel fresh. And I would think it would give it like a more of a cottage type of feel. Um, and you wouldn't have to do much. You wouldn't have to change all the decorations, the sign, just that little bit of white, little bit of a modernization on that portion of the logo, and you'd probably be okay. And do it over time. Don't change everything at once. Just change the paint, give it a little bit of a nice revamp. Just like I said, this one, it just. People walking in. It's too modern. It's too sanitized. It looks just like a generic gift store. It looks like the gift store you'd see at a museum or something like that. That's going to be my main thing, is that they changed it from an old country store into a museum of an old country store. Oh man, I messed up. So yeah, let me get this back here a little bit. So like I said, you walk in, it looks like just a gift shop to a ah, looks like a gift shop to a museum. The dining area, like I said, changed it from a resemblance of an old country store to a museum of an old country store. And you just take all the character out of it. These look more like exhibits than decoration. And then, of course, like I said, you got people making fun of the CEO. That's another story I'm going to cover. But, well, like I said, do I agree with the uh, change? No. Stupid. But can I understand, given the extra context of how they've been going downhill for the last, what, almost 4.5 years? Yeah, I can understand it. I can understand the urge for them to want to do something different when you've gone from $175 a share in April of 2021 to $65 a share in July, August of 2025. losing almost 2/3 of your value. People want to talk about that $100 million value that they lost uh, from the controversy, but they've lost way more than that just in basically becoming irrelevant. You know, they would nobody really cared. I don't think people really cared about Cracker Barrel until they made these changes. And it was like, yeah, you and that's what people need to realize. You know, they're just because they've been like this for forever. You get all mad whenever they change it, but you weren't they weren't supporting him whenever they were going down. People, I don't go to Cracker Barrel. No one I know goes to Cracker Barrel. I mean, it used to be known for good food, but from what I've seen lately, that has gone down as well. So, what I think they probably should have done is made sure reevaluate uh, their service and food quality to make sure what made them popular was the old country aesthetic, but also good food with the old country aesthetic with the promise of good food, good service, comfort food. And I'm sure to cut corners, to save cost, they've reduced their food quality and probably their service quality as well. And because of that, people stopped going. Your dedicated fans stopped going. And because of that, you lost your value. And to try to change that, you did this radical change that nobody asked for and nobody wanted, and you brought all this backlash on yourself. And inadvertently, because you went back, you pulled a new Coke. Well, at least we'll see. I don't know. Maybe they'll go back up. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just stay back at that $60 and nobody will care about it. Just as long as they keep it the way it was, they're still not going to go back and they're still going to lose value. So I don't know. But yeah, that's my 2 cents in that thing. So there you go. So I guess next thing I wanted to talk about, and this is going to be a big shift in tone, but you already saw a piece of it. But the Minneapolis shooting, um, really horrific event. Um, from what's been shown so far, two kids and 17 others. Keep that bastard's face off the screen. Ugh, don't want any of that on there. Can't help the side though. Um, but yeah, two kids and 17 others in a Catholic school. Apparently, they're having a celebratory mass, back to school celebratory mass for the kids. Um, just very horrific event. I'm Catholic myself. I don't practice it as much as I used to. I mean, I'm not really one to go to church every Sunday and stuff like that, but I am a believer. Um, so this definitely kind of hits home, kind of makes me think about, whenever I used to go to Catholic, church and Catholic school, and, my nieces and nephews going there, if someone were to come up and do something like this. And I don't want to talk much about the person that actually did it because they're a piece of crap. I'm not going to talk about their name, but, and of course, they had their own vendetta. I think they targeted Catholics because of the traditional Catholic beliefs, especially on uh, the LGBT community. This person apparently was a trans person. Um, had a whole manifesto with rants. Had their guns had things like Israel must fall, gas. Um, apparently the had a notebook that had the flag with an AK over it. It was real defend equality crap on it, which let's see here. This kid said his friend got shot, that they didn't know what to do because they practice shooting in school but not for church, which is just crazy moment for reflection on how society has gotten. 6 million wasn't enough. So this was just a person filled with hate that blamed, blamed probably Israel and the Jews and for their for uh, for their foreseen slights against them and their community. I don't want to get into really all that. For me, even though I am a Catholic, my general thought process is you do you. Just don't don't force it in my face. You know, you know, I have friends that no, well, I don't think I really have any trans friends, but I do have had friends that were um gay and lesbian. I used to work with this uh lesbian woman and talk all the time about that kind of stuff. And like I said, for me, I don't care. You do you. However you live your life is not going to affect how I live mine. Unless you try to force that shit in my face. Then I'd like just whatever. Whatever two consenting adults do in their own time, their own privacy, that's I don't care. But wave that flag in front of my face or try to force me to do anything, I'm not gonna like it. And what gets me is just does this person think this benefits their cause? Because how there's no way this person thinks that yes, they're gonna go into a church and try to kill and try to take, it be stream and YouTube for and they try to unalive people for the sake of their cause, and they think that people are going to accept that. And children above on top of all that, how do people think that that's going to be seen? If anything, this is just going to breed more hate against their community. And that's the unfortunate truth, is that this people are going to see that this person was trans. They're going to see the manifestos and the letters and the notebook that they left, that they did this for that cause, and is going to radicalize people against that cause. It's going to breed more hate against that cause. And I just don't. I don't get how they think these actions are gonna uh, benefit them in any way. Now, am I a full supporter of? I'm not. I was just about to say that. I'm not saying I support that at the Israel uh, genocide, or there's blood on both hands, blood on both sides. I'm not saying that I support Israel on that side. I'm talking about specifically this person. They're in America. They're not in Gaza. This Catholic school had nothing to do with what was happening. They went into a Catholic school in Minneapolis and killed these kids. It had nothing to do with Israel. It had nothing to do with Gaza. There is no justification for that, for what's happening in Israel and Gaza. I am not saying I support that either. I think Israel is in the wrong for doing what they're doing as well. There's blood on both sides. And that's one thing I don't like, is that people can't always like to pull that whataboutism arguments. Is the, well, what about the the genocide in Gaza? Well, what about the so so yeah, that's where I'm at with this. I hate both sides for what they're doing. Now, Hamas and all that, they are actual terror organizations. So I don't like the way that Israel is going about it, but yeah. But this specific instance, there's just no justification for it. There is no way that this event helps whatever uh, cause that this person is trying to promote. And that's it. You know, really murdering kids is wrong all over the uh, world, whether it be in Minneapolis, whether it be in Gaza, whether it be in Israel. But like I said, just in this position, this spot specifically, that's it. There's just uh, no excuse and no benefit to it whatsoever. Because, like I said, you're just going to radicalize more and more people against it, because whenever they think about it, they're going to bring this up. So, I got a couple of comments out of that. Mr. Movie Recap 47 saying you're with me on that. I think yeah, you can't punish what Israel's doing for innocent people in America. Yeah. Even got a comment on Kick. Matt Solo 045. Which I don't know about your comment, saying Israel, this is Matt Solo, whatever, saying Israel is crap and they create problems around the world. That is what it is. I'm not in Israel. Now, am I? I'm in Texas. And then, of course, this is going to have people going crazy about gun control, which, again, being in Texas, I am for the Second Amendment. I have, right here at my desk, I have my own uh, protection for my house that I have. And I'd like to get more. I think it is your right as an American to be able to get firearms. This is not a gun control issue. This is a mental health issue in America. This is a broken home issue in America. This is a losing your traditional values as Americans issue. What was it? I believe I saw someone say it. Well, I saw someone reference it. Apparently, apparently there was like twice as many school shootings in like the 80s and 90s than there are today. Problem is, you don't have the social media presence that you did back then. You don't have the news. Well, not even then, not quite the news coverage and news sensationalism. Ah, you get what I'm saying? Matt Solo, wish you become stream and become successful stream you're following. I'd appreciate a follow. Not exactly sure how Kick works. This is my first time streaming on it, but I've heard it's much better than Twitch as far as revenue sharing and stuff like that. So, um, hey, we'll see how it goes. Um, Let me see here. Let's just try to take a look. So, from and this is another thing too. From what I've read, they've changed the way they categorize school shootings because it's not school shootings is not uh what you would automatically think about as far as a shooting being done at a school. What it is anything firearms related in the vicinity of a school. So a incident from once one incident that was cited was that a it was classified as a school shooting because um, just a gunshot was heard in the vicinity of a school. Put some music and keep the energy flowing. Yeah, I was thinking about putting some music, but I don't know. Excuse me for that. Yeah, keep the energy flowing. Uh, yeah. Then again, having this kind of music playing while covering this kind of subject does seem kind of odd. But anyways, like I said, they've so I would say I'm a believer in because you can put gun laws, but here's the thing: criminals don't follow laws. That's the point. Uh, um, so in this day and age, I'm a believer in the only thing that stops a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun, and that's why I have mine at my house because I'm not gonna let a bad guy with a gun come into my house and threaten my family. And I'm going to protect them with my constitutional right. So that was a bit of a heavy subject. um, I think, honestly, I think this was a good first stream. I'm gonna probably go ahead and call it. I started a lot later than I was anticipating. I wanted it started around like 5 or 6, so I can get a good, decent, few hour stream in. But things came up, getting everything set back up and working properly. Took a lot of time, and then I just kind of drug my feet on it. So, um, but I think seeing that everything seems to be working, um, let me see if this word, let me expand this. There we are. Yeah, I see your Matt followed my channel. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm probably gonna, like I said, bring these topics that I covered, edit it down to YouTube videos and post them on my YouTube channel. Again, if you've seen it, if you like it, check it out. Maybe subscribe. I'm just starting off on all 3 platforms. Well, I'm starting off fresh on Kick and Twitch. I am an affiliate, but I still don't have an audience because what little I built probably left since I took the break. Same thing with YouTube. I have a few streams on YouTube that I've done. Has like 6 subscribers, but we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna be posting and try to start uploading regularly on that channel to try to grow it and see how this goes. But I was thinking about getting into a game tonight, but I think we're gonna go ahead and call it. But the game I want to play is one that I have in my back catalog. It's something that I've been told is really good. I'm a fan of the franchise, and that's Fallout. Love the Amazon series that came out. It has I played the crap out of Fallout 4. That's really the only Fallout game I've played. I really liked it, even though people think that it's kind of mid. I never played the older games, but with the Amazon series going into New Vegas, which I'm familiar with the story. Like I said, playing Fallout 4 got me into the franchise, and I watched a ton of. I'm not sure if people know, but his name is Oxhorn. And he does, well, at least he used to do a ton of Fallout lore videos. Well,
a while ago, Elon Musk.
Let's not have that on there, but like I said, he does Oblivion, Skyrim, basically Bethesda games. Like I said, he covered the Amazon series to see how it compared to the games and character. He does character deep dives. He does lore videos on all the different games from Fallout 4 to 3 and New Vegas. So whenever I was getting into it, I just binge watched a lot of his videos. So I am familiar with the story and everything with Fallout New Vegas. I just never actually played the game. So I think that is what we're going to be getting into. I think that's what we're going to be getting into next time. I want to do a fresh playthrough. Um, we'll start off with no mods just to see how it goes. We'll start off with no mods just to see how it goes, and then we'll go from there. I might end up modding it if it just looks like too much. Mostly for visuals. If it looks too much like crap, I might mod it just to make it more visually appealing. That's probably one of the reasons why it's been hard for me to get into it, just because it looks kind of janky. Which Fallout 4 isn't all that great, but it's definitely a lot better than some of these other the Fallout 3 and New Vegas, which I think I've heard about was it Fallout 3 getting a remaster, if I remember right. Um but anyways, like I said, that's probably something I'm gonna probably go ahead and save it for next time, which probably be tomorrow. I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna try to get on sooner rather than later, and go from there. But again, Matt Soul, I appreciate the follow. Movie recap, I appreciate you at least commenting a few times before you left. Covered a couple of topics I wanted to talk about. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Thank you very much. Good night.